FTP. Welcome back, BG Nation. It is Epi 4, and we got a lot to get into, so yeah, let's get right into it. First off, we want to apologize for getting the Epi out, late last week. Unfortunately, actually, it's not even a laughing matter, bro. You got into a little car accident.
Yeah. So
all good, though. All good on this side.
The episode came out a day late. I'm sorry about that. I was working around the clock to get it out, but it was out.
Not for real.
Audio's a little messed up, but episode 3, big success. A little late recording today. Been around the clock trying to get this going. All-nighters. Been busy week for school, but episode 4, got to get it out for BG Nation, FTP, for the pod.
Epi 4. Now, for the next thing we can get into is we want to acknowledge our fans, definitely keep leaving the likes and comments. Give a share out to your family members, friends, and anyone who really watches any sort of sports entertainment, even podcasts. Definitely keep, spreading the word.
For sure. And then shout out for those UTSA students. We're at UTSA right now. Sure. We don't want to say harassed, but, they're on their way to dang exams at 5 p.m., finals at 5 p.m., finals. And they took the time to actually follow us on the YouTube. So if you're actually watching, shout out to y'all. And just go out there and share the pod with anyone you might know. It goes a long way. Like he said, likes go a long way. Subscription, if you're not subscribed, means a lot to us. So just keep it going. Let's grow BG Nation.
Let's get it. And, definitely getting into the actual pod, we can get into our weekly segments. We have recent Mavs trade news. Or we can talk about last week's takes, which is our recent Mavs trade news.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we spoke about the Mavs trading AD and Kyrie a little bit. So some recent trade news has surfaced since that last episode. Yep. I'm pretty sure Kyrie is not up for trade right now.
No, I haven't heard anything on Kyrie yet. I did hear. We can talk about it later too, because
they specifically said I don't think they're going to trade him. They specifically did say they're not going to trade Kyrie. So
that's interesting to hear. We could definitely get more into that in our NBA segment. I believe we have some things to talk about that.
But yeah, so we spoke about trades. It's going on right now, so I wouldn't say it's a hit quite yet.
Not fully a hit. Nothing's in stone yet, but definitely some trade rumors going around that we talked about. And so we could definitely get into our next one, which is Dolphins find a way to win again. And this is kind of shed some light on my ball expertise. I mean, maybe I'm spitting with something right there. McDaniels is finding a way to get his team dubs, and I mean, anything to say on that?
Yeah, no. So Roy's hitting. Roy might be on something. I've been hating on it a little bit, but Roy's been hitting so far with the Dolphins. So that's a hit for you so far. I mean, they are still 3-8, but
4-7, I think.
Yeah, but they are finding ways to win. They just got the dub. 2 in a row.
McDaniel's staying. He's staying.
Relevant, staying stinky.
I wouldn't say in the hot seat. What do you think about?
I still say he's on the hot seat.
Yeah. No winning season just yet, but I'd say a hit on that. But yeah.
All right. Next segment. POS of the week. POS of the week.
Who is it?
POS of this week is Lane Kiffin, head coach of Ole Miss. He is the college football thought. The college football thottie of the week.
Why is he the college football thought, bro?
He's a college football thottie because he is currently the head coach of Ole Miss. However, with openings up in Florida and LSU, he's out there flirting. He's out there flirting with other teams in his own conference. He will not deny. He won't close off any rumors. Sarkisian recently came out and said, nope, my focus on the team, winning a championship. While Lane Kiffin says he's living in the moment.
Well, interesting. What do you think about that? Do you think that, he's pulling a little Ben Johnson, don't you think?
I guess so, but I mean, come on. You're at Ole Miss. You're a top 10 team. You're in contention for a championship this year, and you're flirting with other teams. It recently came out today. Florida's going all in on him. Same thing for LSU. So as of today, Florida's going all in. LSU as well. He's talked about the importance of blue blood. So Ole Miss is not a blue blood in college football, which means football royalty, while LSU and Florida would be considered that. He's
quick question, bro. Is he that good of a coach?
He's a good coach.
Teams are going all in on him Florida?
He is. So Ole Miss was not really historically a really good team, but now they've been in the news. They produce talent like Jackson Dart. Yeah. Lane Kiffin is a really good recruiter. Kids love Lane Kiffin. Okay. They want to go play for him. So him recruiting in Mississippi and getting all his talent and bringing up Ole Miss, people just think, imagine what he could do at a program like Florida, a program like LSU that has all the money in the world, has a talent in-state, and he can recruit there. So Lane Kiffin, you're a little bit of a thotty for that. I won't lie.
That does count for POS, no doubt.
A little bit of POS. But I do like Lane Kiffin. I think he's a good head coach. But what he's doing to Ole Miss right now, A little bit of a POS move, in my opinion. So, Lane Kiffin, POS of this week.
Alrighty, yeah. Wrapping that up, we can definitely start getting into some basketball talk, some NBA talk. Right off the rip, let's talk about the Spurs. It's been about, a week, and a lot has happened during that week, a lot. So we can get into a little Steph Castle injury. Still a star onto the Spurs, so, really? big injury.
So if you can expand on that a little bit more.
No doubt.
That's actually, I read through this, but I kind of forgot about that. Yeah. I did not know he was injured.
Yeah, exactly. So he has a left hip flexor strain, which is going to be evaluated in about a few weeks, like 1 to 2 weeks. Definitely something that you don't want to, keep having be a problem throughout the season.
For sure. And then Wemby right now out as well.
The bigger news.
Our 2 big young stars are currently out, which is no good. You don't want that. But in better news, at least it's kind of the beginning of the season.
True.
Gives them time to come back. Not even close to All-Star break yet, so they'll have time to rest. But
exactly. I think people were just really scared about that Wemby injury. It's a multiple week injury that's going to be, evaluated throughout, the early season, like Jewayne said. A left calf strain, which is something you don't want to mess with. You've seen that a lot recently in NBA.
For sure.
Halliburton, he had a calf strain, ended up turning into an Achilles tear. So you definitely want to,
be on the safe side.
Be wary. Exactly.
You don't want to play around with that, especially not this early in the season, early in the career.
True.
Save him for now, and even though injuries are still going on, Spurs are still winning.
Exactly. We could talk about that. They strung some dubs together. They're 3-0 without their star players. Even though obviously they have De'Aaron Fox still, which is a nice little, treat that I keep forgetting about, and he's balling out. They are finding rhythm together, and we can't deny that. They're 3-0, I believe 11-4 as of this episode, and so it's big. I know you have some things written right here, some actual stats. And,
for sure. So I was just looking to the stats because I think people on the Spurs are stepping up right now. We got players like Harrison Barnes just balled out recently.
Calling them what, Mr. 100%?
Mr. 100%.
I had to look into that.
Calling him that? You calling him that?
No. People are calling him Mr. 100%. I exactly don't know what he's 100% in. I think corner shots.
Really?
Corner threes this season.
Oh,
I think
man.
That's what I heard. But people are calling him Mr. 100%.
He's balling. And you mentioned De'Aaron Fox. You got other players that are hooping out there still. Devin Vassell showing out. So I pulled up. I was just looking. I was wondering how many people are averaging over 10 points per game on the Spurs.
Okay.
I found there's 8 players currently averaging 10 points per game over the Spurs. That's a lot of players.
That is.
I was like, okay, well, is that kind of average? So I just took a small sample size. And LA and OKC, 2 other top West teams, they got 6 players apiece, both averaging over 10 points, so less than the Spurs. And I'm like, well, what about Boston? Boston is known for having good depth, good ballers.
For sure.
They only have 4. Again, very small sample size, but the Spurs are out there sharing the rock. And you see night to night that people are out there hooping, everyone's stepping up. So very scary to see Wemby and Steph Castle not playing right now. But the Spurs have good depth, and they're showing it right now. Again, still stringing together those wins and having players step up like Harrison Barnes, Mr. 100%.
No, for sure, Mr. 100%. And, you're definitely correct on all that. 10 points per game, 8 players averaging over 10 points per game.
Good,
it's fire to see as a Spurs fan. They're going back to their old ways. I mean, they've always had that. Share the rock, have everyone score and contribute. Players like, I know you already mentioned a couple of key pieces. We have also people that are sleeping on, like David Jones Jr. or what is this? David Jones
Garcia.
My fault.
Jones Garcia.
He's a hooper, dude.
And then we got players like Shohan who aren't averaging 10 points per game, but what he does on defense is undeniable.
That's who.
We cultural players. The Spurs are really clicking right now. Obviously, we're going to Glaze. You saw
Spurs jersey. We got the Spurs jersey on today. We got jersey.
Today I got the Kobe Bryant, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Show some respect.
Spurs fans and. Yeah, man, they are hooping. But speaking of the Lakers, we also have a little bit of Lakers talk.
True, we do. Bron is back from his sciatica injury.
Yes,
big news, honestly. And what is this, 23rd season? That is insanity. I mean, we already, glazed LeBron, a lot, I feel like.
Indubitably.
And so, 23rd season, that longevity is undeniable. And
he's a GOAT.
To show some respect. Exactly. He's a GOAT.
He's a GOAT. I don't care what
we can agree on that for sure.
But yeah, so I see here that he's replacing Bronny, and they're sending Bronny down to G League.
Exactly.
And what is that? You said
that is the first time in NBA history a father has replaced their son in the starting lineup. And I mean, it's undeniable. LeBron keeps making history. He keeps, breaking records. And I mean, drop it in the comments. Who do y'all think, LeBron or Jordan? I know that's a hot topic, hot debate. That's honestly never going to be answered because, it's an era thing. truly and everything. But
or you could be like my boss and say Kobe Bryant is a GOAT.
Okay, I mean,
shout out Javier if you're watching this. Kobe Bryant is a GOAT apparently.
We need to hear more takes like that. Honestly, I want to hear y'all's opinions on that. So definitely drop that in the comment section. I know you have some stats right here. Bronny's back in the G League. We could definitely talk a little about that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't keeping up with Bronny too much. I was like, okay, so he's gotten some minutes this season. He's played a little bit.
Started.
So Bronny, stats don't jump off the page. 2.1 points per game, 1.8 assists, and a little bit about a rebound per game. So nothing crazy. He's not showing out too much. Back in the G League, I think.
What's interesting?
Go ahead.
All right. What's interesting about that is that like I recently saw. Well, I know I'm sure we all saw Bronny hooping in the G League last year. Yep. Did you see that?
Yeah,
he was
superpowers.
He was going crazy. He was getting buckets. Probably averaged 30 for a span of games. He's a hooper, and I mean that's undeniable. And so whenever you see the points per game at 2 points per game, 1.8 assists, 0.9 rebounds, he's getting starting minutes. I know he got a starter. Was it the game against the Bucks? No, I don't even remember exactly, but he started one of those games, and he looked like a little nervous, and like
confident.
I saw someone say that he honestly has imposter syndrome. Like maybe he feels like he's not supposed to be there or something.
That could be.
He's looking a little shaky bringing the ball up. And I say this because he's going back in the G League, and honestly, you're probably going to see him hoop again.
Yep.
And, I hopefully eventually he, gains a little rhythm and is able to actually help with the actual Lakers unit.
No, when he
I would love to see that.
Yeah, when he plays with confidence, like you said in the G League, he does look like a hooper.
Exactly.
But I think even in the preseason, he had some showing out a little bit. Just sometimes, like the meme goes around, he's finding his superpowers a little bit. He has athleticism.
That Bron gene.
He has that Bron gene, but he's just got to tap into that. But a lot of Bronny haters out there. I don't think we are in that majority. But stats don't lie. They're right there. He's not doing crazy good on the starters right now. So.
No, of course, yeah. And I'm definitely getting to the next topic after that. We're switching it over to the Eastern Conference. I wanted to talk about the Pistons. I mean, they're having a season. I mean, how about them Pistons, I wrote? 13-2 in the East.
I did not know that.
Win streak of 11. And, I mean, Cade and them are having a season. What do you think about that? I mean, I know you say you didn't know that.
I didn't even know that before just because I feel like the Eastern Conference is not getting too much recognition right now. But the Pistons being on top of the East and then them starting 13-2, 11-game win streak.
It's impressive.
That's very impressive. Obviously, you said Cade and them.
in the East.
But, Jalen Duren is popping off right now as well.
Having a season at 21 years of age, bro.
Over 20 points per game.
Insanity.
He's a little younger than me, actually, I guess. It's a little unk talk. But, so I wanted to go a little bit deeper into that. I was like, so why are they having this good season? What are the topics people are talking about? Because you don't hear much about Detroit and the Pistons, to be honest. Like, I didn't even know about that. Obviously, their head coach right now is J.B. Bickerstaff, former coach of the Cavaliers. So a lot of it is to do with culture, I guess.
Culture, right.
Yeah, so they just 2 years ago, they only had 14 wins.
Yeah.
14 wins is crazy.
That was last year?
2 years ago.
Okay.
Because last year they made it to the playoffs, had 44 wins. Right. But to have 13 wins at this point in the season, and 2 years ago you had 14 all year.
Culture.
That's a big culture thing. A lot of it is also just having that confidence. I mean, I'm going to speak about that a little bit further with the NFL as well.
Right.
Just having that confidence, stringing wins together.
Some momentum.
Yeah, winning is contagious. Okay. Momentum is real in the sport. J.B. Bickerstaff has them hooping. But yeah, again, 2 years ago, they had 14 wins. They had a major jump of 30 wins last year, and it seems like they've taken another leap.
Surely,
again.
yeah. And you said, how sustainable is this? And I mean, is it just a hot start? And I mean, I personally think that they're finding their rhythm, and I don't think it's a hot start. Last year, they should have won against the Knicks. I don't know if you saw that Cade and them interview with KD. Did you see that?
I did not.
He said they should have won that, and I mean, I believe they should have too. Did you watch, by chance, the Knicks series, Knicks versus Pistons?
I don't think I did.
Close series. Okay. I believe Brunson put him out. Who was their Thompson brother on the Pistons? Asar Thompson. He had a little game winner on him to put him out.
Okay.
And I think the Pistons should have won that series. They definitely had it. They're fresh, though.
They're a young team.
They're fresh.
And they're a young team. They're still learning. So stringing these wins together, big start. East is wide open.
East is truly wide open.
It's truly wide open. That. Yeah. So that moves us on to the next one.
Yeah.
You put this on here, and again, I looked at it and I said, what is he talking about? Is the East better than the West this season?
I personally... Okay, look, we can get into that. So first off, we can talk about who's coming out of the East, right?
Yeah.
So we got top-seeded teams in order. We got Pistons, Raptors, Knicks, Cavs, Heat, 76ers, and Bulls. Those are the top seeded teams right now.
Okay.
And honestly, off the rip, these teams aren't looking scary at all, you know, compared to the West. Not scary at all, but they have depth. They have, you know, they have shown that they can win games. And I personally think the East is better than the West this season.
Really?
Yeah, personally, I think they are. Do I think they're going to win a chip? No.
Okay.
But I think overall, they're putting up a better performance in the Western Conference right now.
Yeah, of course, because then you don't see the teams that have been on top of the East these past couple of years at the top of the East right now, because there's still Giannis and the Bucks. There's still the Celtics that have Jaylen Brown that aren't up there.
They're like in the plane right now,
the very injured Pacers at the very bottom. We saw them just make a run to the finals, but they're very injured right now. So we have a lot of these top teams that aren't even in conversation. But you know, over time, they are going to make their way into that conversation. So they're a very deep conference, whereas I looked at the West. It doesn't look. Yeah, it does not look very deep at all.
Truly doesn't. You have your teams that are obviously going to be in the playoffs every year. You have your OKC, Nuggets,
Lakers.
Rockets recently, Lakers.
Yes, and the Spurs.
Spurs, up and coming. We definitely like to see that.
But after that, it is not. I mean, Timberwolves are all right, but we've seen the struggles of the Timberwolves in the playoffs with Ant. The Suns, I mean.
I don't like the Suns. So I don't like the Suns.
The Warriors, again, I mean, they have Curry. You always have a chance when you have Curry, but, I mean, overall, as a team, not too great. And then besides that.
Wow, there's truly no notes. I mean, what do you got? Trailblazers, Jazz, Grizzlies, Clippers, Mavs, and the Kings. Yeah, I mean, like we said, the depth and the amount of teams that are good in the East right now they're outweighing the West teams.
Yeah, you got the Bucks, the Celtics, the Magic, who people thought the Magic would take a big jump in the East this year. They're out of the playoffs currently. So
that's crazy.
You know those teams are going to come out at the end. Sixers revival going on right now. The Heat are always going to be in contention making the playoffs. Cavs, who had made big jumps in the past couple of years.
Can't find it in the playoffs, but they're still
Raptors are really interesting.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Pistons and Raptors at the top of the East is very interesting.
I guess Brandon Ingram,
Scotty
Barnes,
Scotty or Barnier.
Yeah, no, definitely an interesting team. But yeah, I don't think the ring's coming out of the East. But
which top 5 teams are better though? Let's see. If you take their top 5 and the East top 5 and the West top 5,
Raptors are throwing me off heavy on that East. I can't lie. Let me see the West real quick. Thunder, Nuggets. I mean, come on. Top 5 in the West are arguably better.
But the West is very top heavy.
Yeah,
they're very top heavy. But the heavy hitters, the contenders, I believe, are still coming out of the West. However, the Eastern Conference. Usually it's the West. Usually it's the wild West.
Show some respect and some love to the Eastern Conference. I know people sleep on them, but they're showing out, and they have good games, especially in the playoffs recently. They have competitive series, and
but sticking in the East, we have an Eastern Conference team we want to talk about, Hornets and LaMelo Ball.
A little trade news. We can definitely talk about that. Recently, LaMelo Ball has stated that he is unhappy with his current situation with the Hornets and is open to being traded. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I told you my thoughts before. I don't think he's a serious point guard. I think he belongs perfectly on the Hornets, to be honest. You've seen those videos where it's like, it's a perfect team for him. They're never going to be in contention.
Right, but
they're never going to be serious, and he's not a serious point guard. He can just let it fly there.
But
do whatever he wants, tomfoolery.
You don't think it's time for him to, have a nice, fresh scenery and,
I don't know,
maybe show his talent somewhere else?
I see
some possible teams right here.
You have Clippers on here. I mean, I feel like Clippers are always going to be in the trade news because they do have
exactly. They always want to win out the Lakers.
Yep, and you got the Heat on here. I always think the Heat are in trade news as well, and I think they're a good culture. Rockets, I mean...
I like the Rockets. They're my favorite team for LaMelo Ball.
Really?
They don't have a point guard right now.
LaMelo Ball,
imagine him with KD and Sengun.
Sengun. I don't like
scary.
Sengun, by the way.
Bro.
Have you been seeing Sengun recently? Not the way he plays.
Yes, you're right. His flopping. Yeah, that is actually true.
Smile on the side.
I hate that. Yeah, I hate that. He catches Wemby with that. He throws Wemby a little hook, a little elbow.
He's a prick.
Yeah, you could say it like that. I don't like Sengun with that, but he is a baller.
But they're a good team. He's a baller. Yeah. Mavs, possibly.
Mavs, possibly. You never know. I know you said that Kyrie's not being traded right now, but
maybe AD
who knows? Who knows? Ooh, that'd be tough.
AD ending up in Charlotte though, that's depressing. The Lakers,
he'll probably get shifted out of Charlotte after that. There's no way he stays in Charlotte.
But I don't think LaMelo's going anywhere. In my honest opinion,
I think he's just what exactly is he doing then? He's like making the Charlotte Hornets want to trade or what? Or to focus on other players. Exactly. I know he's upset about the current situation, but
they have that second. Who's that other good baller they have?
Brandon something.
Oh my gosh,
Brandon
Hornets.
Something.
But no,
they have some ballers, bro. They have Miles Bridges.
They do have some ballers, but I mean they're never gonna be in contention.
Truly no.
They will never be in contention.
Is Jordan still in the franchise? No, right?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think he gave up his rights on that.
Very bleak in Charlotte. I get why he would like to be shipped out of there, but right. I don't know. I don't think he has the seriousness. I haven't seen the maturity out of him.
I've seen players do that where they obviously, they request a trade, they're upset, but they usually want something out of the franchise. LaMelo Ball, what exactly is he going to get from the Hornets franchise? Nothing else.
Stats.
Yeah,
All-star
truly
games.
Nothing else. I think he needs to get shipped out.
Okay.
Show his talents on another team.
Hey, but I'm looking at the roster right now.
Oh, yeah.
Con Kneppel is in the running for Rookie of the Year. They have some young talent. Like you said, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, Con Kneppel.
Brandon Miller.
Maybe missing a good, strong center there.
They have a fair center they picked up. He's a good backup.
But even then, that's not a bad team. Colin Sexton, I didn't even know they had Colin Sexton on there.
Yep.
That's good talent on the Hornets. That's a dysfunctional franchise like we've talked about in the NFL.
Yeah.
The New York Jets, Browns type of franchise. They don't do much.
I agree.
I see why he'd want to be shipped out, but
no, for sure.
I don't think there was a good fit from there.
No, I get you. And definitely get into some more trade news. We talked about this earlier. We have the Mavs, and they will explore their trade market for AD, which is pretty big news, I feel like. Mark Cuban has stated that he doesn't believe they will trade AD, and they want to win now, which is kind of interesting to say because they are nowhere close to winning now.
I agree with Mark Cuban. You know what I stated about the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Dallas Mavericks can win now. A healthy Dallas Mavericks team with Cooper Flag, AD, Kyrie, all three healthy, playing, have a shot in the West, in my opinion. AD brings that defense, Kyrie brings that leadership, and then Cooper Flag developing on the rise. I think they can compete. So I agree with Mark Cuban. Obviously, Mark Cuban's always going to be about his team.
Right.
You never want to have a losing team. Say you're in a rebuild, especially from an owner like that.
Right.
So I don't think they'll trade AD. I agree with Mark Cuban there. And the word around the league this morning, I saw that it's not going to be easy to come up with a trade for AD.
I mean, I agree too. He's old. People probably don't want to give up too many firsts for him. Maybe even one first.
But a year ago, apparently AD had enough value to get Luka.
That's true. That's crazy.
So, what's his value,
that
really?
That is crazy.
If the Mavericks traded away a player like Luka for AD, and then to get no return from AD, if you're shipping him away a year later.
At a certain point, though, you got to just cut ties. It's just going to get worse. You get me?
That's just going to make the whole franchise look horrible, though.
Oh,
the
truly.
fact
that
doubt. You thought AD had enough value to trade away a star player like Luka, and then you're going to ship out AD for nothing. No,
that would get a lot of hate.
That's franchise malpractice. That's horrible. There's no way they should.
I understand that, but at a certain point, you don't want to jeopardize Cooper Flag's young career. You don't want to do that. They don't have picks in the future. You need picks to build around someone like Cooper Flag.
He's so young where I don't think even if you spend these early years trying to compete with this team, I think he can gain a lot. We're circling back to what I said last year or last time we spoke about this. You gain experience from having an AD on the team. You learn a lot of defense. Kyrie, a championship level. They're both championship level players. They both won chips, so they know how to be there. I think there's knowledge to learn from them.
Of course.
I don't think you trade AD, honestly. You're not going to get much from him, and then, we're
going to have to disagree on that one because I personally feel like trading AD helps set Cooper Flag up for the future. 4 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you have no young pieces to build around Cooper Flag. AD's worth nothing at that point. And, you're in the dirt. You're in the dirt, franchise-wise. And maybe even Cooper Flag wants out at that point.
But who wants AD? What team would want AD?
Could want AD right now. Who knows? He plays power forward.
No one wants AD.
Spurs.
No one wants AD. You're shipping away future first-round picks for a player that will not play for you.
Houston?
He's not going to play. He's injury-prone. He's
injury-prone, no doubt.
No one's going to want to trade for an older AD, looking fat, like we already said, that's not going to play. So I'm saying if you're not going to get much from him, if you're already struggling to find trade partners and the news barely broke, it's franchise malpractice to get nothing in return for AD. You might as well just keep him at that point. Let him ride out.
All right. We'll have to see what comes in the next coming weeks before trade deadline. We can definitely see who's right on this take. I believe that AD should get traded for a little something. Jewayne believes that AD
let it ride.
Should
ride him hard.
Help mentor Coop, and we can definitely get on to the next topic.
All right, we're back with scuff conditions. It's been 30 minutes since the last clip that we had on there. Our producer Jay's camera was not only an hour late in reviving here, but also died. You know what? That's no diss to him.
It's all good.
Murphy's Law, as he keeps saying, whatever will go wrong.
Goes wrong.
Whatever
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong or something like that.
And we're here, and I'm a little bit heated. I'm coming in hot. This is a hot pod. Got our dang piggy back there, Steven, dying laughing. You got JJ over here dissing me the whole time. But you know what? We're back.
We're back nonetheless, man. We have a nice little setup going on. Back to the OG setup, maybe the same.
On the Mac.
Yeah.
But you know what? We were talking about Draymond Green looking like a woman. It's like the fourth time I'm talking about it.
I still need an explanation on that. You want to explain that?
So let's start it back from the top.
Yep.
We got freaking unprofessionals cackling back there. Whatever. Come on, hot. Draymond Green got called a woman by a fan. A fan in the stands.
I did not hear about this.
Kept calling him Angel Reese over and over again. And you know what he said? He said at first it was funny. Right. It was fine. But the fan did it throughout the entire game. So he said that's enough. He said, I'm a grown man.
I mean, it gets to a point.
He has 4 kids. He's like, you can't be calling me a woman. So he pressed the fan, and the league came down on him. The league came down on him. He said, you can't be doing that.
Interesting.
I think, they're in the right. You can't be getting pressed like that.
Okay.
You can't be getting pressed over a fan. Like, you have thousands of fans watching you.
Right.
You got to take the chatter. It's going to happen.
Right.
So, for him to be pressing the fan, come on, man.
Right. I think my opinion on this, interesting topic is that, Draymond truly is he gets rage baited too easy, way too easy, and the fan was right. I mean, come on now. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like the comparisons, not too far off the realm of reality. I mean, come on.
Like I was saying.
What do they do that?
You know ball.
Different.
You know ball. You know what Draymond does is beyond the stat sheet. What he does for the Warriors in the screening game.
Because he has Curry.
But he plays perfectly off of him. Like I gave you the band comparison. He's like Ringo of the Beatles. Maybe he's not the best power forward in the world, but what he brings, maybe Ringo's not the best drummer in the world, but what he brings to that faction, he plays perfectly off of them. He does the exact role they need. So to call him Angel Reese is insane. He's a 4-time champion.
Okay, yeah, let's put some respect. Let's put some respect on his name. He is a 4-time champ. Like I said, back then, he had a game. He had an offensive game. He went off of Curry, and he had a defensive game, Depoy game. I know he's still getting mentioned, here and there for Depoy. It is what it is. I personally don't think, obviously, he should receive it. Obviously Wemby. But I think the comparison is not too far off, but I know you don't like that. But
no, but
put respect on Draymond's name, no doubt. But he does get rage baited very easily. League, I'm surprised they didn't come down with something. Going into a fan like that and pressing them is kind of crazy.
But I'll give a shout to what Steven said. He said Draymond Green has a bigger ass than Angel Reese. I don't believe so, but so we got 2 people now. We started with no people in our audience. Then we had producer Jay, who's still here. Now we got another one. I think every episode we should have more.
We got
our
crew
people.
coming in. Yeah, we got our crew.
I think eventually we'll just have a live studio audience at some point. But yeah,
that's the dream, bro.
So, like
interesting
I said,
take.
We went over this like 4 times. We've had production errors, so our bad for it being a little bit different. We're showing one little cockatoo mic in the middle between us, so hopefully the audio is fine.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, maybe next time the camera won't die like 20 minutes into the pod, but we'll keep it going.
For sure.
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Murphy's Law. All right, no, good. Let us know in the comments if y'all know what Murphy's Law is. That's an interesting one.
All right.
All right, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the Baker's Gold NFL zone.
Yeah.
Let's go, NFL.
Like
Let's start them off. Pick'ems this week. So yesterday actually, we had Buffalo and Houston. I know dang well you did not pick Houston.
I personally picked Houston, and don't sleep. I know,
you did not.
No, can I explain myself?
Go ahead.
Look, last time they played, the Texans beat the Bills. I had going into this game the Texans defense giving Josh Allen an absolute trouble, an absolute heater, and I was right. Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. Bro, I don't know how many sacks they had, 7 or something like that, 7+. Crazy. And
you did not predict that though.
8. I promise, I predicted it. But it's all good. We don't have to go too in deep with that.
Are we gonna count that though? You didn't tell me that.
We don't have to count it because we didn't have it in writing, so it's all good.
Personally, I picked the Bills. Obviously, I picked the Bills. I thought you would pick the Bills, so no, we can count it. Whatever you said.
You can take my word.
I'll take your word.
You, but I personally had the Texans giving Josh Allen the trouble, and
okay.
I was right.
We'll give it to you. Give it to you. But next time we will have it down in
no
writing.
doubt.
Yeah. But I'm looking right now. The reason I'm on my phone right now is because I do have them pulled up. My picks for the week. I want to make sure I had them pulled up. But, yeah, no one in my league, 20 people picked the Texans, so I guess you're the only one that would have picked them.
Don't sleep on me, bro. My ball knowledge is it's immense.
All right. Well, next up, we do got the Berg, Pittsburgh at Chicago. That is a good matchup. Who do you have?
Give me the Berg, no doubt. Give me the Berg. I feel like they're going to, even though Aaron Rodgers might be out this week, I believe he is out.
Really?
Fractured hand in his non-throwing hand. And it's all good. Mason Rudolph, he's going to have to step up. And I think they can get it done. He didn't have a bad week whenever he subbed in. Give me them, shutting out Caleb Williams in their offense, even though Ben Johnson is, very respected coach. I feel like he should be bringing the Bears out of, 7-3 record right now?
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of respect for Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and what they're doing over there in Chicago, but give me the Steelers.
That's enough Steelers glaze. But I also do have the Steelers myself. I think the Bears are rolling right now, but the experience of the unction going on in Pittsburgh, along with Mike Tomlin, they're going to roll, and they have Baltimore on their heels, so they know they got to stay a game ahead of them. So
I agree.
Chicago, they're a young team, playing good, but give me the Berg.
Right.
New England at Cincinnati. Who do you got?
Give me the Patriots in this one. They're on a heater. Drake May in MVP talks. Give me the Bengals. They're gonna get slapped.
Yep.
Absolutely slapped.
Drake May is gonna win the game
Drake
for them. I have the Pats as well.
What's up with all that, by the way? Is that like some type of?
That's just his name. Even Tom Brady called him.
Yeah, but why do they call him that? Is that
Drake,
just like
Drake May?
That's it. I did hear that. I was like, what is that? What is all that, bro?
That is his name.
All right.
Moving on, we got the Giants.
I don't know how I feel about that.
What, it makes you feel uncomfortable?
It kind of does. Just say his name. You get me? It's like
that's his nickname.
What does it say? Drake
May.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's him.
All right.
All right. Moving on, we got the New York Football Giants at the Detroit Lions. Who do you got?
Give me the Lions on this one, no doubt. Bounce back week. They just took a loss, an unfortunate loss to the Eagles. And do I think they're gonna repeat double losses? No.
All right. Bounce on it type of week. Let's go. Yeah. I thought they were gonna win last week, but nope, they got smacked. So, give me the Lions. They're a good team. They'll be moving on, in my opinion. Minnesota at Green Bay, 9. Will he strike again? Will he pull up clutch? What do you got? Who do you got?
9 is not going to strike again. Give me the Packers coming out with a W on that one at home. 9 is a fraud, and I know y'all seen the edits of bro. Oh, my goodness.
Is he corny? Is he a cornball?
He's a cornball for that, and I mean, I thought he was going to step up, but...
I knew he was trash at the beginning. Just saying. I've been saying that for a little
minute.
I've
been saying that.
Seattle at Tennessee. Man, these are a bunch of blowout games in my opinion. Who do you got? Seattle at Tennessee.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Tennessee's actually going to, keep up a little with this one. I do have the Seahawks obviously winning this one, but I think that Tennessee, I know you said blowout. I feel like Tennessee's for some reason going to, show a little something.
Little fight.
Show a little something. Yeah, you know how it goes sometimes.
Sam Darnold coming off a 4-interception stinker of a game. They almost still won, though, even throwing 4 interceptions.
That's what's crazy, yeah.
The Seahawks almost still won. But
that's the Rams.
Yeah, wow. Game of the Seahawks still, I think they're going to beat the Tennessee Titans. We got, this is a banger. We got the Indianapolis Colts at the Kansas City Chiefs. Colts rolling, Chiefs on the back foot right now at 5-5. Yep. Who do you got at Kansas City?
That's a big one. That is a super big one. Kansas City's dynasty on the line, damn near.
Okay.
Give me at home. Give me the Chiefs to shut out the Colts. They're gonna scare Daniel Jones again, just like the Steelers did that one time. I feel like Steve Spagnuolo is really good at understanding their opposite quarterback, the quarterback they're playing against, and
dialing it up. Yeah.
I think he's really gonna dial it up and shut out Daniel Jones and the Colts.
Okay.
And Jonathan Taylor.
We got dang near the same exact picks because I got the Chiefs as well.
Right.
Moving on, New York Jets at Baltimore Ravens. Who do you got? Last week you said the Browns would beat the Ravens.
Close. We could talk about that later. Close.
Who do you got?
Give me the Ravens on this one. Jets, fraudulent franchise. They should get relegated.
Relegated. Get them out of here. Cleveland at Las Vegas.
Stinkfest.
Shador Sanders playing, though.
I like that. Give me the Browns on that one. Give me the Browns, no doubt. Maybe the Raiders might have a little more experience. I think Geno Smith's still playing, right? Is that my correct? Or is he injured or something? Nope, he's still playing. Okay. Close. It's going to be close. Give me Shador.
All right. I'm picking against Shador. I don't think he's any good, and I'll go off of that in a little bit.
I think he's going to show up, but yeah, we can definitely go on.
Yeah, give me the Raiders. I picked the Raiders, so one difference right there. All right. Jacksonville shocked the Chargers last week. And they're at Arizona this week, a stingy Arizona team. Who do you got?
That's going to be a good game. I feel like. Is Brissett still playing? Brissett is still playing, I believe. I think Jacksonville's really going to come out on this one. Really, Arizona's kind of in the dirt right now. Who did they win? Did they play last week against?
They played, but I don't know if they won that
exactly
game. No, they lost to the Niners.
They got blown out. They got 41 dropped on their defense. Give me Jacksonville to start stringing up some dibs together, and how they do. What is their division?
AFC South after
the
after the Texans just got the win yesterday. They could be looking to keep pace. However, I have the Cardinals myself, honestly. Cardinals' rushing defense is very streaky, but if the Cardinals can shut down the run against the Jaguars, which I believe they'll be prepping for, forcing Trevor Lawrence to throw that ball, I believe that the Cardinals can win that game. So, give me the Cardinals in an upset here.
Okay.
Philly at Dallas, big game.
That's a big one, and honestly, my take on this one, Dallas is going to win. Dallas is going to come out. I think they're stringing together some dubs. I think Dak's going to, really, make his worth right here, and he's going to, make his money's worth, his highest paid QB, basically.
Pretty much.
And I think they're going to, give Jalen Hurts and the Eagles some trouble. I think they're going to shut down the receivers. I think the run game isn't really going to be there. And, yeah, like I said, Cowboys are going to win that one, I feel like.
I have Dallas as well, actually, as a shocker maybe. So a little bit of a shout-out to Bert, I guess. I got your Dallas Cowboys. I think that they are going to keep clicking on offense as they have all season, even though they do have a very tough Philly defense to go against.
Eagles' defense is scary.
But Cowboys' defense is on the rise, in my opinion. They're playing a lot better, especially with the addition of Quinn Williams and Logan Wilson.
Yep.
I think the struggling Philly offense will struggle to keep up with the Cowboys at home, and Dallas will get that win. Okay. Stinky Atlanta versus the New Orleans Saints. Who do you got?
That one's going to be a stink fest. Another stink fest. Give me Falcons and Raheem Morris to strike back.
Raheem Morris.
Unfortunate loss against the Panthers last week. We're going to get into that in a bit. But give me Raheem Morris and the Falcons in this upcoming duel against the Saints.
All right. I got Atlanta as well. Tampa Bay at L.A. Sunday Night Football. That is a good game.
I like that game.
Who do you got?
High-powered offenses.
L.A. coming off a big win.
I think the defense and coaching definitely leans towards the Rams. Give me the Rams at home. Sunday Night Football. McVay's going to show out. Coach Boyles, I believe his name is. Todd Boyles and Bowles. Give me the Rams to doubt that.
All right, and then final game. We're matched on a lot of them.
You got the Rams too? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I got the Rams. Okay. I got the Rams as well.
Right.
Monday Night Football. Carolina just coming off a big win against those stinky Falcons against the 49ers at home. Who do you got?
Honestly think this game's going to be closer than, people expect. I feel like Monday Night Football games are recently been trap games for, the team that's favorites.
Yeah.
Yep. And honestly, give me the Niners, but saying all that, don't be surprised if this is a close game. Panthers have been balling, like you said. We can get into that in a bit.
For sure. But yeah, I have the Niners as well, but like Roy said, I think that this is going to be a close game, and the Panthers will come out there and compete with their improved defense their offense that is playing quite well right now. But yeah, that is our pick'ems for this week, Week 12. Book it.
Last time was close.
Take our advice. We didn't do bad last week, so going off last week, we actually tied. We both finished 10 out of 14, so 10 right, 4 wrong. That's not too bad.
It's not the worst.
That's not the worst. 10 right, 4 wrong. That's not too bad. We tied. Some differences. We both said the Chargers were going to win, but they got whooped on.
There's something about that inconsistency with the Chargers that I just can't really understand. They have a quarterback like Justin Herbert. They have a good coach.
Good defense.
Good defense, exactly. But I don't know.
Yeah, the Jags
Inconsistency.
were able to take advantage of that battered Chargers O-line and make Justin Herbert. Make Justin Herbert just a little uncomfortable. He threw 2 picks, didn't do too much on offense. The Jaguars as well were able to utilize their run game, and they ran all over the Chargers, stomped on them. Coming up next, also Roy was almost right about the Ravens game, almost on the dot. What did you say would happen in the Ravens game?
So last episode, if y'all didn't tune in, basically I had the Ravens struggling against the Browns defense. I had the Browns defense giving Lamar some trouble. I've seen it before. I called it, and they were giving some trouble. I wasn't tuning in, necessarily the whole game, but I did notice that, who was it, 1 or 2 interceptions? 2. They were definitely, showing the offense a little trouble. But, Shador did show out. He did, get his debut. Did he show out in a good way? Not really. But that's not really his fault. I mean, the Browns threw him in the pit. They don't give him reps in practice. They don't give him first-team reps in practice. That's what's going to happen, bro, especially against a, fair Ravens defense. Fair. But I did predict they were going to win, the Browns. Did they? No. Was it close?
Yeah,
Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. Don't sleep.
Yeah, you said the Browns defense would give them trouble. Shedeur would show out and beat the Ravens. The Browns did give them trouble on defense. Shedeur did come out, but he did not get the win. They almost did. He were almost on the dot.
Almost.
No dice, so.
Almost.
But yeah, and then we both got the Chiefs wrong this week. We were believing in the Chiefs again, but we both got that wrong.
Chiefs are letting me down recently. Chiefs are definitely letting me down.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Shedeur. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Chiefs, a little bit more about the Panthers. But here you have the Cowboys. You want to start off with a little bit of
Cowboys? No doubt. We could definitely get into some Cowboys talk. Got a lot of Cowboys fans. Maybe even in this room, we got a couple Cowboys fans. We got a couple Cowboys fans. Yeah. We got a couple Cowboys fans watching the pod. So definitely we could talk about Cowboys' recent game against the Raiders. It was a Monday Night Football, this past Monday Night Football. Cowboys stomped on the Raiders. Dak almost threw 5 TDs. He had 4 TDs, 0 interceptions.
268 yards.
268 yards. Very great game from Dak. Is he back in the MVP conversation? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, here I put, just for a note for myself, no, LOL. That's funny. He was never in the MVP combo.
Never in the MVP combo.
Not this season.
Never in the MVP combo.
Not this season.
Right.
I looked at the odds. He's still not in the MVP combo. He's had some stinker of a game. The Cowboys don't have a good record. He's not an MVP combo, but he is definitely a top 10 quarterback. I will give him that.
Give him his props, no doubt.
He played good, and like I predicted, he would beat up on a very bad team, as Dak Prescott does, as the Cowboys will do. They will beat up on a bad team, and they did against the Raiders. Now, if they do it against the Eagles, it's a different thing. That's a good team if you can do it against them, but all I've seen from the Cowboys is beating up on bad teams, still having a losing record, Dak putting up inflated stats against bad teams. But it's whatever.
Well, let's just wait and see about that Eagles game. But definitely, I get what you're saying, no doubt. Yes, the MVP combo, back in the MVP combo, was a little bit of a troll. But you saying that he's not in the MVP combo at all this year is crazy to say. Earlier this year, he had crazy numbers, the best numbers out of anyone. And they had a good record at the beginning. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were doing something. And so,
I mean, it's not all on him, but I don't think it's an MVP combo. But the big news going into Monday night, we didn't even know CD Lamb and George Pickens forced to sit out on the first drive. Do you want to tell them why, Roy?
We can talk about that. So, they were forced to sit out, like Jewayne said, for the first offensive drive, which they did. And why they had to, it's still up for question. They did say that they were up late that night before, trolling, going around the casino, I believe, drinking, doing things like that in Vegas, what you do in Vegas, whatever. And the coach didn't like that. They were out late night curfew. What is it?
Past curfew. I don't know what the curfew was, but they were out past curfew. And some fans speculated about CD. They dissed him a little bit.
So they did diss him. They said that he couldn't handle his alcohol.
That he was throwing up the night before, the morning of as well. But what did CD say to that?
He had to confirm this. CD had to confirm this, saying he can handle his alcohol.
I mean, he went out there. He's still bald, so I guess he can. But yeah, big news out of there was they sat him on the first drive. But George Pickens and CD both had great games respectively. And then you have a fun fact here about Chip Kelly, OC of the Raiders.
I saw this, and Chip Kelly, I know he's a familiar name.
Former head coach in the NFL, former OC of the Ohio State Buckeyes, who just won the national championship, and now the OC for the Raiders.
OC for the Raiders, highest paid coordinator in the NFL right now, with the 31st ranked scoring offense. What do you think about that? I had to put it in there. I saw it. Chip Kelly was, recognized the name.
Yeah, for sure. So that's a big name, obviously. Like you said, a very highly paid coordinator, not producing much.
Not producing anything at all.
But that offense just in general is very sneaky. They don't have a good O-line.
They don't have receivers.
Geno Smith is not playing very well right now. They have Ashton Genty, but obviously you have no good O-line. You're not going to do much. So, I don't think it's all on him, but not much to say about that. That's that's an interesting stat. That's a fun fact, but definitely. I did not know that. But yeah, Eagles. You have Eagles here. Eagles on a heater, beating the Lions on Sunday Night Football. I thought the Lions would win, but they won. The Eagles won 16-9.
Very big game. Yeah, no, this game definitely caught my eye because such a low-scoring game. I'm sure people could have predicted that. Maybe not. Maybe yes, but. Low-scoring game, and the past couple of Eagles games, I feel like I have been seeing it was just been low-scoring games. I wrote on here, it amazes me how they keep winning, with Hurts not having such a, any real game.
A.J. Brown not producing.
A.J. Brown wants, he doesn't even want to be there. Exactly, Saquon he's having a way below average season. You also put 17th in rushing offense, averaging 3-point yard. Yeah, definitely not having a season. So it amazes me how they're winning these games. They're like 8-2 right now, 7-2, something like that.
Yeah, they keep winning.
Beating big teams like the Lions. It's crazy.
I mean, his defense, like you wrote here, they did trade for Jalen Phillips. So big.
Yeah, Jordan Phillips, I believe.
No, his name is actually Jalen. So Jalen Phillips, you said Howie Roseman, their GM, is a big reason for their winning. He keeps going out there making moves. Got Jalen Phillips, a former 18th overall pick in 2021. So was a big name at one point, very talented guy. Obviously, he was in the Dolphins, didn't produce much, but you put him in a good scheme with good players around him. The talent will
He's
come
back
out.
with his former coordinator, Vic Fangio.
Yes, sir.
At the Eagles, he used to be the Dolphins coordinator, and they meet back up. He has a game against the Lions that next game, which is. But it's really a defensive thing. Howie Roseman at the helm.
But as we know,
ownership.
Defense wins championships, so the defense is clicking for the Eagles. Offense isn't there. I think that they need to get the run game going. Right now, they're currently 17th in the league in rushing offense.
Okay.
However, they're only averaging 3.9 yards per carry. So they're not rushing very efficiently.
Right.
They keep with the run. They need to get their offense rolling on the ground first, and then they could break out those big plays. They have big play receivers such as A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, but it all starts with the run game. So about a little bit past halfway through the season, defense is clicking. If you can get that run game going, which they are persistent with, I think the rest will come. They're still definitely contenders, especially with that record, still finding ways to win. They're a big threat in the NFC to this point as well, still.
I agree. You really think they're just contenders, though? You think they're going to repeat?
They could.
Possible back-to-back?
You have it here. If the Eagles go back-to-back, are they the next dynasty?
What do you think about that?
So this Eagles team reminds me heavily of the one that won in 2017, just because on both sides of the ball, O-line, D-line, they were very stout back in 2017. And people said, who can beat the Eagles? You have such a good trench work in the middle. However, they did lose a lot of players. They have recuperated that. They have guys like Moro Ojimo stepping up, former Longhorn, Hookham, stepping up for their defense. But I don't think they're going to repeat, in my opinion. Like I said, those woes on offense are heavy. But even with his last championship, I thought they're probably one of the better teams in the NFL in the past decade. They've got 3 Super Bowl appearances. They won 2 since 2017. If they win another one, I guess you can go dynasty talk, but maybe not a true dynasty in my opinion. Not yet.
I wrote that because my opinion on this is that I believe if they win another ring, which I think they are going to win a back-to-back ring, that they do become a dynasty. I think they do. And that brings us to our next topic, which is another dynasty that honestly might not be a dynasty anymore pretty soon. The Chiefs. We can talk about it.
I mean, I think the Chiefs will be fine. I constantly say if the Chiefs can make the dance in the playoffs, it is a different beast with Patrick Mahomes to beat him. You know that. I definitely know that as a Ravens fan. Once you see Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, it is a different type of thing. It doesn't matter what seeding they are. Right. It's hard to beat him in the playoffs. I don't care who you got at quarterback. He's going to come up in those big moments. So, as for now, even though they're having these woes, 5-5 in the regular season, I'm not worrying too much about it.
You have to get into the playoffs, though, to do that. It's like another situation with Joe Burrow last year. Yes, he has the best offense in the game, but can't even make the damn playoffs, to even show that. But you get what I'm saying?
I think fallen dynasty talk is a little premature. Early. In my opinion.
They didn't make the Super Bowl last year.
If they miss the playoffs, then you can have some discussion, see where they go forward. But they have weapons. They have Steve Spagnuolo. Obviously, you have Patrick Mahomes. You're always going to be in contention. Right. But you wrote here they currently have a worse record than the Carolina Panthers. And that's a Panthers shout-out right now.
Panthers shout-out. You did make that apparent that the Panthers had a 6-5 record, while the Chiefs right now have a 5-5 record. Minimal, but that's crazy to think about, especially now in 2025.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the Panthers. I have here written down Chad Canales in reference to Dave Canales versus Dweeb Morris.
Dweeb Morris. You don't like Morris.
Well, I liked Morris when they hired him. He has championship pedigree. He was the OC for the Rams when they won. However, I showed you on the way here, Falcons fans are fed up with him. They want him fired now. Now. They want him fired now. So they are fed up with him. And you know what? I don't blame them. I couldn't comprehend. I was up at 4 a.m. last night. I was thinking 3 a.m., staring off blankly to the wall. I'm like, how in the world are the Atlanta Falcons this talented with Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Drake London? They have 2 decent quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix. Defensive unit. They increased the pass rush. Everything should be there to be a good team. However, they are not. What is it? I couldn't wrap my head around it. I wanted to compare them with Carolina just because I think Carolina is a talented team. They have Bryce Young. They built that O-line. Leggett, say what you want about him. Ted McMillan. They have a good rushing game. So they're building something there. But I'm like, what is the big difference? Why is Carolina at 6-5? Why are the Falcons at 3-7? I couldn't wrap my head around it. The only major difference stat-wise I could find is time of possession. Okay. The Panthers have a lot more time possession, but is that enough to warrant that big of a discrepancy? I think the only thing you can point to may be Raheem Morris. It might just be a cultural thing. Raheem Morris might be holding them back.
Really, at that point in time, all the points you just listed, I totally agree with you. They have every weapon you can think of. They have a defensive unit that's scary. If I'm talking about the Falcons. And, I mean, other than that, do other coordinators might be pooping the bag? I really don't know. I really don't know. You said Raheem Morris was the former offensive coordinator for the Rams?
Yeah, championship coordinator.
Exactly. So it gets to a point where it really might not be the culture. You're right. I'm honestly baffled at what it is.
I'm really baffled. I literally stared off into the distance for like an hour straight. Shout out Steven, kept saying I had a stank face. I was just thinking about this one topic the whole time. I could not wrap my head around it. Like, why
quarterback issue possibly?
I mean,
Penix is out. He's out for the season.
And, I mean, that brings you to another issue. They drafted a quarterback that had 3 season-ending injuries.
That was bad.
In college, he's already 25 years old, and he just had another season-ending injury his second year in the league. Yeah. Just, what is going on there? But it does not sound like they'll be firing Raheem Morris soon. It seems like he's in favor of owner Arthur Blank, so he might give him one more season, which I think he deserves. However, you're kind of wasting that talent. You have Bijan out there. You have Drake London. You have Kyle Pitts. How much more help do you truly need to start winning games? They're 3-7, and you don't even have your own first-round draft pick this year.
That's
crazy.
Gave
it to the Rams, so the Rams will have a top 10 pick with their already stout winning team.
That's nuts.
I just could not wrap my head around why the Panthers are doing so well. And the only thing I can think of is Chad Canales and Dweeb Morris. Fire him now.
Wow. I guess that's really the only thing you can think of. But yeah, what amazes me about the Falcons franchise is that they signed Kirk Cousins. That was the biggest thing for me. Signing Kirk Cousins when you're going to draft Michael Penix, it's ridiculous. And for sure the amount of money that they had to sign him for too. How old is Kirk Cousins? Like 30 plus, 35 plus?
Late
maybe.
30s, yeah.
Ridiculous. Coming off of an Achilles tear, I believe. Ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah. All right, and we're back into it. So we want to talk a little bit of Shedeur action. Obviously, he came in and he did not do very great.
Perfect timing. Didn't do the best.
Have his stats pulled up right here. 4 for 16, 47 yards, 1 pick, and a 13.5 quarterback rating. Woo! That's a stinky stat line. And he's starting the next week against the Raiders. You put that down, and you obviously think he might do a little bit better. He probably will.
No doubt.
Ravens defense isn't anything too crazy, but also no slouch either, especially against a young quarterback.
Sure.
But my thinking is, Pete, you said that he's not getting first-team reps, that he's going to come out better. He probably will come out a little bit better. However, I just am in the belief Kevin Stefanski, his job is probably a little bit on the line. I think if Shedeur was a better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel, he would be the quarterback out there. In my opinion, I don't think Stefanski has any reason to bench Shedeur if he's truly a better quarterback. So if he's not better than Dylan Gabriel, how good could he really be? You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. And, like I already said, when you don't give a player like a quarterback the helm, first team practice reps, you're going to see a problem when you throw them in the game and you expect something to just happen magically. Yeah, you're gonna expect some problems, no doubt. I mean, that's Murphy's Law. And I mean, like, whenever Shedeur, not for real, like, Shedeur, he struggled out there, and it was apparent. I do think he's going to bounce back against the Raiders, some more prep time, hopefully some more practice time. But, yeah, that's honestly all my thoughts on that, for sure.
He's not that good. Like I said,
we'll see soon.
If he's not starting over Dylan Gabriel, it's for a reason. Stefanski would have no reason to have a worse quarterback out there just to make a point or just because he's a diva. If he was a truly better quarterback, he'd be out there playing because I'm pretty sure Stefanski's coaching for his dang career, millions on the line.
Yeah.
So that's a quick
rant. I get what you're saying on that. But for sure, yeah, we can definitely get into some interdivisional talk with the Steelers and the Bengals, I believe, having a little showdown last week. Steelers smacked them up. The bigger story out of that was that Jamar Chase ended up spitting in Jalen Ramsey's face or in his direction. Big story, actually.
But did he actually? He did not.
He claimed post-game interview that he did not spit. And so they ran the tape back. They zoomed in on everything. And he did spit on him. He lied. And a lot of people are upset about that. A lot of respect has been lost for Jamar Chase. Is he still the best wide receiver? People are, it goes that deep. It really does go that deep now. And
did he get smacked for that? Did Jalen Ramsey smack him?
Yes. Mike Tomlin said, that was, I don't exactly remember the quote, but he said, he deserved it, basically.
He deserved it.
Basically, he said something along the lines. Yes, he backed his players. People love Mike Tomlin for that. Backs his players, respectable coach like Mike Tomlin. But, that's basically the big story about that game. Jamar Chase, respect might be lost a little for lying like that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he lied. I mean,
I'm surprised too, man. You got cameras all around you, bro.
Yeah, spitting on a grown man in itself is pretty crazy.
Disrespectful, bro.
That's disrespectful. You know what? I have a little bit of, I don't want to be too biased. I have respect for Mike Tomlin for standing up for his player.
Of course.
He deserved that. You know what? That's valid.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's valid. You get spat on, you're going to get slapped in the face.
For sure.
You did. And on top of that, Steelers got left with the dub. So.
Exactly. So no really true harm for the Steelers.
All L for the Bengals.
All L for the Bengals, indeed. I mean, I believe he lost $500,000. Ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. Just for spitting on someone.
Spitting.
Don't be doing that, bro. Come on. But yeah, no doubt.
And the last thing I kind of wanted to cover was Tua. They just won in Spain. Obviously, the first game to happen in Spain. They beat the Commanders, and Tua was asked the question, where else should the NFL play? And the brilliance of Tua, the brilliant mind of Tua came up with, I think we should play in Jerusalem.
Okay.
That is the dumbest stuff I've heard in my entire life, and I cannot wrap my head around why he would possibly say that. So right now I'm like, okay, well maybe Jerusalem has facilities to do that. Maybe they're a big market. Maybe there is something there. I'm like, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Let me look a little bit into it. Jerusalem has less than 1 million people living there, so smaller than a city like San Antonio, smaller than most cities in America, so not a big population.
Might not even like football.
They probably don't like football. I think they got bigger stuff going. Let's keep going. So I'm like, okay, well maybe they have a football stadium getting ready. They have one stadium sponsored by the Kraft family, Kraft Family Sports Campus. Robert Kraft, we spoke on this.
He always keeps coming up, man.
He always keeps coming up. Just saying. Right. But the Kraft Family Sports Campus is a one true stadium they have there, and the capacity is a whopping 350 people. So I don't think you can have an NFL game quite in a 350 capacity stadium. Right. So I'm like, okay, what else do they have there? I'm sure they have soccer going on. They do. They have the Teddy Stadium, which is shit, and it can only handle 31,000 people. So obviously not big enough for an NFL game. So I just put at the end of that, why would he say this? LOL. Why would he say this? And I don't think I have an answer for that.
I personally don't have an answer. I can speculate. Do I think that Tua went, he thought about the logistics of this game, this possible game that, he wants in Jerusalem? No. Do I think that, maybe it was because, maybe he's a Christian man? He wants to go visit, Jerusalem. I mean, I don't know. We could speculate, but we truly don't know what's going on in Tua's mind.
Truly do not know what's going on in that brain.
But it was just a fun little topic that we definitely saw.
And I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I did a little research into it, but why would he say this? And he said it happy as hell too. He said, "I think we should play in Jerusalem." Big smile on his face. That's not happening.
Got clipped everywhere, but
clipped everywhere. Maybe he's clip farming, but. I almost wrapped up the NFL. You do have some bets for my bettors out there. I will shut up for this one because I think betting is unethical, ruins the sport. So I won't say anything, but this is Roy's thing.
That's okay. Yeah, that's an interesting take. But yeah, we could definitely get into some betting topics. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. We're definitely gonna go over it next week. Maybe see if I did good or not. But yeah, just some quick ones. We got Puka Nacua over 87.5 receiving yards against Tampa. Like I said, Sunday Night Football, high-powered offenses. Give me Puka to get that line over in his receiving yards. Give me CeeDee Lamb over his receiving yards, 75.5 against the Eagles. I believe that they're going to have a game. Like I said, Dak in the MVP convo, hopefully after this game, I think he's going to show out. And CeeDee Lamb's going to be his main target. Give me A.J. Brown under 59.5 receiving yards against the Cowboys. Like I said previously, Cowboys are going to give him some struggle. And I think like we've seen in the past, the Eagles defense is going to, or Eagles offense, I may say, is going to be lackluster. Yeah, they're really not going to do much. Give me Jonathan Taylor under 90.5 rushing yards against the Chiefs. I said this previously. The Chiefs are going to give the Colts some troubles, and I think they're going to figure out Jonathan Taylor in the run game and really shut it down. Give me Saquon Barkley for the last one under 74.5 rushing yards against the Cowboys. Same thing as the A.J. Brown one. I think they're going to shut down their offense completely, and I'm really
we'll see how that goes.
Betting on the damn Cowboys.
Put all your money. Put the house on.
Yeah,
Roy,
put the house
on Roy's takes, and you let us know how it goes. Honestly,
next week. Yeah, this is
But yeah, okay, those are the bets. That's a new segment. Let us know if they hit, if you made money off of it. But yeah, another new segment, fan questions. So if you're not following on the Instagram, it is at Baker's Gold Podcast on Instagram.
Yep.
We'll be having a new segment. So let me open the phone real quick and let me go to the fan questions. Sure. So I posted a story where we're taking suggestions for questions. So we'll try to go through all of them as many as we can. Some of them are a lot of them honestly aren't at all having to do with football, so I can't even say that one. So please shoot actual questions next time.
Please drop a comment. Drop, like Jewayne said, on Instagram, because we want to be able to include y'all, be able to, hear y'all's opinions, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are a mockery so far.
Truly.
But we'll try to get through as many as we can. We got True Genio. Shout out Genio Cuts. He says, gay son or thought daughter? Let's get weird. Are we answering this one? Are you answering this one truly?
Truly,
make it quick.
Look, okay.
You don't have to dive into it. We got a lot to get through.
You have to pick one or the other?
Gay son or thought daughter?
Jesus. Thought daughter. Next one.
All right, give me both. I want to hear Miguel, from Devin Barrera, I want to hear Miguel's thoughts on sports. Special guest Miggy. Unfortunately, I think he's watching Ken Carson in Austin currently. So Miggy doesn't care about sports. So
definitely guest coming on soon, though, hopefully.
Maybe, perhaps. We can get back to that one.
No doubt.
Got your boy Bert. Why is Drake May so attractive? It's because he looks like me. Someone did say that. So
okay.
Bert, if you think Drake May is attractive,
I like that.
Maybe, hey, shoot me a little text. We got Jaslyn. How often should you shower? You know what? I'll go.
Shower method.
How often do you think you should shower?
Personally, I believe you should shower once a week. The no shower method is elite, and Jewayne put me on. He put me on. I'm never gonna say it. Do I agree with him completely? No, but I've seen him in action, and the no shower method is elite.
So honestly, it might have been debunked. I did go on a 3 no shower streak, and according to Steven, who I actually don't know where he went, I smelled like absolute crap.
It's debunked?
It's debunked.
Bro.
He said I brought in a bubble of stink into his apartment. I wasn't allowed to stay on the couch nor the bed, so I'd sleep on the floor. And it's true, I did stink. I chatted with a female. I met a lot of people, and yeah, I stunk. So maybe debunked, maybe not yet.
Possibly debunked in the,
I'm going to keep trying it, though. But my answer is probably once every 3 days.
Okay.
Tommy Gambrell said, thoughts on the World Baseball Classic? It's an actual good question.
It's a good question.
It's elite. I think it's fun. I think last time the final was Shohei Ohtani pitching to his teammate.
That was fun.
Ooh,
yeah.
I don't know his name. Clayton Kershaw? No, not Clayton Kershaw.
His teammate in the MLB?
Yeah. What's
Mike
his
Trout?
name? Mike Trout, yes.
Trout.
And that's how it ended. Fun time.
That was a fun, yeah.
I actually enjoyed that in terms of baseball. So, fun time. What do you think?
I did too. No, I definitely love I personally don't watch it like a diehard fan, but I tuned into the clips. I saw that the thing you're talking about, the pitching to Mike Trout, classic America versus Japan. I did see that Japan was leading the favorites again. Once again, I mean, come on, when you have a player like Shohei Ohtani, and I don't know if the other Japanese players are going to be playing, but yeah, Japan powerhouse.
Fun times.
But yeah, no doubt. I like
right.
that.
That's a good question by Tommy Gambrell, and then he follows it with another banger, Bronny or Bryce, who has bigger meat.
Whatever that means. I don't know what that means exactly, but give me Bronny.
Give me Bryce.
Okay.
All right. Tristan, good Lord, might cut this out. What's the youngest we date?
I'm not gonna answer that one. Jewayne, if you want to answer that one, you can.
21. Keep it going.
Sure, 21.
Connor Parker, fantasy football. Let's talk about fantasy football. I think you're ahead of me in our main league. Unfortunately,
I am indeed ahead.
I'm just saying, I had Tyreek Hill, freaking Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Whole lot of injuries.
I've bounced back. I still got a winning record. So
I did see that.
I'm the GOAT at fantasy football. I've won like
You're the GOAT?
I've won like I've won like 3 chips in the same league as Roy, while he's won none. So I'm just saying.
That's cap.
No. We're not gonna talk about that. But I've definitely won chips while you haven't in the league. But we can see you're ahead of me this year, so we can go back to that.
I believe we're talking about he's in the pass right now. Okay. Currently speaking.
I am
leading. I believe Connor might be leading.
Connor's a G as well.
He's first right now, I believe, or something like that.
But yeah.
Close. We can't really dive too much into that right now because we don't know. But
Uncut Matt, do you want to bring this one up or no? And we're going through all of them at this point.
Go for it, man.
All right, Uncut Matt. Why does Brandon, the friend of Roy, talk so much about? He didn't finish about.
He didn't finish it, but he does talk a lot about sports, and we love Brandon over here. He helps us give some topics. He shouted out the ACC. He's a friend of the pod, FTP. But yeah, shout out Brandon.
Because he has good take. For that take. You know what? Because he has good take. That's why Brandon talks so much. He has ball knowledge.
Exactly. I like that. He has that ball knowledge. Just get it going.
Ball knowledge. All right. Damian Reyes. Do more Longhorns? No, Damian. I already did, and they suck, and we don't talk about them because they make me mad.
Yeah, man. I mean, until further notice, and then until they beat the A&M Aggies.
A&M week, we'll talk a bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Rene Carrasco, awesome. Is Curry top 10 all time? He really changed the game. What do you got?
That's a great question, Rene.
That is a good question.
I actually like that question. Personally, I'm a big Curry fan. He's the best point guard of all time, and he is in the top 10. Yes, give me him top 10.
Give me him top 10 as well. He's a top 10 player.
I've seen people take him number 1 best player overall.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I've seen that before, and he's come on, bro. He's talented.
He's top 10.
Best shooter in the world in history of basketball. Best point guard in my opinion.
Changed the game.
No doubt.
Changed the game truly.
No doubt.
And then we got Steven. I don't know where he was when he sent this, but I can't say that out loud.
Truly, you can't say that one out loud. But we appreciate the comments. Like I said, please keep dropping them. We're probably gonna put the same poll up next time around.
For sure.
And yeah, hopefully we can get some more engagement.
And give us actual ball stuff, please. We went through all of them except for that one, obviously.
No, it's all good, no doubt. I like the segment. Let us know how you think about it. But yeah, we can get into the next topics.
Right. College football pick'ems. Oh my gosh, I'm still unprepared. We can actually go back 1 week right here. So let's see. I believe so. In terms of our pick'ems, we were both wrong for the Texas and Oklahoma game. I picked with my heart, and I think you did too. We both picked Texas over Georgia.
I truly thought Texas was about to put a heater on.
They did not.
Talk about that soon.
0 for 1. Oklahoma at Alabama. We both picked Alabama, and we were wrong. Oklahoma won that game. Indy at Pitt. We both picked Notre Dame, so that's good.
Yeah.
One big difference. You picked Duke against Virginia.
Who won that one? I don't know.
Virginia won that game, so I'm up on that. And then we both picked
Duke let me down, man.
Yep, and we both picked BYU over TCU, and BYU did win. So I think you were 2 for 5.
Yeah.
I'm 3 for 5, so not great either. But I'll take the dub on that one.
That was a dub for Jewayne.
All right, so let's go into this week's pick'ems. We got number 15 USC at number 7 Oregon, with Oregon favored at 10.5. Who do you got?
Give me Oregon. No doubt on that one. Very good matchup though.
Yes, sir. Give me Oregon. A good, fun game in the Big Ten. We got unranked actually, TCU at number 23 Houston, with Houston favored by 1.5 points. Who do you got?
Give me TCU bouncing back.
Okay.
TCU bouncing back. Give me a TCU dub.
All right. Give me Houston. They got what's that quarterback out of A&M? I forgot his name, but he's playing great. I think they'll be TCU Horned Frogs. Give me the ranked Houston. We got number 22 Missouri at number 8 Oklahoma. Oklahoma, after a big win, they are favored by 6.5, almost a touchdown. Who do you got?
That's a big one. No doubt. Give me Oklahoma on that one. I don't know too much about college football, but I really feel like Oklahoma's clicking.
Yep.
Give me Oklahoma.
Me too. I got Oklahoma. They're gonna ride that momentum. We got unranked Pitt still in contention in the ACC at number 16 Georgia Tech, with Georgia Tech favored by only 2.5. Who do you got?
That's a close one. That's not a big of a margin too. Definitely gonna be a closer game. That's tough. Georgia Tech.
Give me Pitt. Give me Pitt to upset.
That might be the
they're
pick.
Trying to,
that really could be the pick.
I think that would be the pick. And
close.
Then I wanted to go through a lot of the conferences. There was a big Power 4 ones, so I just threw in East Carolina University favored by 2.5 over our home right now. Shout out UTSA. ECU at UTSA, while ECU is favored by 2.5. Who do you got?
Give me UTSA. Show some love to the home location that we're in right now.
Give me the Roadrunners.
No doubt.
Let's go 2-0. Give me the Roadrunners.
Sure.
But that is our picks for this week. We'll come back. Hopefully we hit
a little
harder.
better than last week.
All right. So moving on, Steve Sarkisian, and you know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of a rant here.
Go for it.
I'm gonna have a little bit of a rant here because I've been saving it. People have been asking me ever since last week against Georgia. What do you think? It's one of those games where. What do you say about the game? I mean, you watched what happened.
I did watch the game.
You watched what happened. Just the game spoke for itself. It's an absolute failure in every aspect of the game. The defense ran through. The offense did not click, only putting up 10 points. And then even on special teams, the onside kick of doom and despair.
Horrible.
Pretty much put the game out of reach. Texas got close. Georgia scored. We're getting ramped up to go back at it, and then Georgia did the onside kick. So failure on all sides of the ball. Another stat here, 23 rushing yards to Georgia's 128, with Texas only averaging 1.4 yards per carry. That is a failure on the offense. Ridiculous. Georgia possessing the ball for 10 more minutes. So you look back at the onside kick, gave them an extra possession, more time possession. Just another failure.
Yeah, man.
And I have here in all caps written, Steve Sarkisian needs to let go of his control fetish.
What do you mean by that?
Steve Sarkisian, I have famously said, I think on this pod already, I've said it for years, he cannot be the offensive coordinator while also being the head coach. He just cannot do it. He can't do it. It really riles me up and it makes me mad. And I've been waiting to just say this because when you are the head coach, you need to be focusing on all sides of the ball, getting your team amped up, ready to go, making sure all of your faculty is locked in. And I just say that onside kick as an example. He's getting ready to call the next plays already on offense, trying to keep up, and maybe you lose sight that an onside kick may be there. It's a crazy call by Kirby Smart to call an onside kick there, but as a head coach,
that is crazy.
That's a ballsy move, but you should be ready as a head coach, and that's just Kirby Smart dragging his nuts all over Steve Sarkisian, in my opinion. Kirby Smart has good coordinators, and the broadcasters were stating that to help him out in that thing. So he's pretty much 1v1ing Sarkisian, while Sarkisian is 1v20ing the whole entire Georgia staff. Obviously, he doesn't call plays on defense, but the fact that he's over here just trying to outsmart an entire staff, that might work against a lesser team, like when you play maybe, I don't know, a Kentucky, or they don't have as good a player. But when you're playing against, exactly. When you're playing a Georgia, Ohio State, you yourself cannot you don't have the facilities. I don't care how brilliant you are as a play caller to be just 1v20ing their entire staff. So I think Sarkisian, I've been saying it over and over again, I will be so happy once he finally does hire an offensive coordinator, which he should do. That's just a quick little rant.
No, for sure. I mean, my thoughts on that, I did watch the game. Ridiculous game. I got up to the onside kick part. Absolutely crazy. I seen Sarkisian absolutely baffled when it happened. Absolutely baffled. I wonder what bro was thinking when that happened because, I mean, Kirby Smart truly outsmarted him.
Yep.
Truly outsmarted him, outplayed him. And, I mean, There we go. Cool. We're good. All right, now, like I said, he truly outsmarted him, outplayed him. And, I mean, Georgia made a mockery of Texas, made a mockery of our picks that we had. And
made a mockery of me, personally, as a Texas.
Saddened.
But some stats to back it up. Sarkisian, brilliant play caller, amazing offensive mind, averaging 17.6 points per game against top 5 opponents. So when he's playing against the best of the best and he's calling the plays for Texas, he's averaging less than 20 points per game. And we have the stats pulled up here. So Georgia just played him, dropped 10 points. When he played Ohio State this year, his offense only dropped 7 points. In 2024, Ohio State playoffs, 14. Against Georgia, 19. Against Georgia before that, 15. And then Washington, he dropped 31 points. Alabama, 34 points. Lost against Washington, though. TCU dropped 10, and Alabama 19. So he is 1-8 in these games I just stated against top 5 opponents. And for an offensive guru, he only got over 20 points in 2 of those games. And you're just
That's ridiculous. That's truly ridiculous. It's unacceptable. And whenever you're not being able to run the ball, you're not going to be able to pass it. And that has been seen. I mean, that's truly been seen. I don't really know what this control issue is that he has.
Control fetish.
I'm not too tapped in with that. But it really does seem like he's getting outsmarted, outplayed by these teams that are more, professional and organized. And
he needs to have an OC.
For sure.
Maybe Mike McDaniel. That's what I've been
saying. That would actually be elite.
It'd be awesome. He runs a very similar offense to him.
You think so? A little RPO?
Yeah, RPO action. So I would love if they did that. But moving on to A&M, I wanted to give them praise. It hurts me as a Texas Longhorn to give A&M praise, but they are looking elite right now.
Yep.
However, I did want to come here on the pod. My first thought was going to say I am going to say the A&M Aggies are the best team in the country. However, after looking a little further, I cannot say that, unfortunately, because their numbers do not stand out crazily. Right. They're ranked in the 30s and 50s in most stats on offense and defense. Nothing jumps off the paper. However, they do pass the eye test. They do look elite. Their offense is very explosive and fun to watch.
True. Marcel Reed.
Yeah, Marcel Reed. The receivers they have out there, Ruben Owens running the ball. However, they also do not have the craziest schedule in the world. Most of their wins have come to the bottom of the SEC teams. They have not beaten anyone really impressive in the SEC quite yet. So we'll see how they stack up against the Texas Longhorns, who do have a good defense, even though they just got mauled. But I did want to just give a little bit of A&M praise right there for those Aggies. I tip my hat. I won't be a salty fan. They are playing good right now.
Crazy comeback. Absolutely crazy
comeback. Yes, we didn't even touch on that. But same time, you were down 30-3.
Surely you shouldn't be in that position. But
you shouldn't be in that position. But I respect whenever a team goes through adversity and they come back like that. So my hat's off to the A&M Aggies played a hell of a game, showed a lot of grit in that win.
For sure.
We'll see how they stack up against
It's going to be
Texas.
interesting next couple weeks, no doubt.
But yeah, moving on. A little bit of James Franklin talk. James Franklin, the big hire to Virginia Tech, and that just kind of adds on to our ACC talk from last week. A little bit of stats about Virginia Tech. He thought that they were maybe a bit of a better franchise or college team, I guess.
Yeah.
However, the last winning season they had was in 2019, where they finished 8-5. So we're in 2025 now. It's been a little bit of a long time.
Quite long, man.
Having losing seasons for about 6 years now, and they have a current losing season as well. They have never won a national championship, so it's not like they have past success to go off of. Never won a natty. They were close in the 90s, but they lost. I can't remember the exact team, but
get us some culture in James Franklin coming in.
Exactly.
Previous head coach for the Penn State, right? And yeah, man. I mean, he brought him to the playoffs, I believe.
Yep.
They did lose, but you know, he's a respectable coach. I'm pretty surprised that they fired him still or they released him. You know, he had a couple winning seasons or consecutive winning seasons, right?
He was a very winning coach.
Right.
He changed that culture around, and even though they never won the big games, I think what he did at Penn State, he is a program builder. He's a proven program builder. I think if he can bring Virginia Tech to a winning season, it's already a pretty good thing. If he can make him to the playoffs, that's a success. So a lot less pressure being at Virginia Tech than at Penn State.
Right.
I believe he will do great. I have it written down here. Virginia Tech has recently increased their athletic budget to $229 million over the next 4 years. So I think Virginia Tech is moving in the right direction. I think it's a great hire. I think the improvements they're making with their money is great. And then obviously they're in the wide open ACC. A little bit more ACC talk. It is getting fun out there. ACC for a long time for me was a forgotten conference. I think they were a laughing stock. I didn't find it very interesting, but we talked about all those teams that are in contention currently, and now you're throwing in a James Franklin-led Virginia Tech into the mix. It's wide open. He could possibly be the next coach to take that team and run the ACC.
Last week I know we covered the ACC, very close conference. All the teams, you know, basically stacking up pretty good against each other. It might be that one piece that you need, you know, a very competent coach, very, like you said, program building coach, like a James Franklin, and to really just go and, you know, blow up the whole conference and just start running it. And, you know, Virginia Tech, you know, they have that one song, right? There was it, Sandstorm?
Yeah.
Sandstorm. That's their thing, man. And, you know, they have a nice crowd, and, you know, you want to see them, you know, succeeding.
Yeah, I just want to pull up Virginia Tech because I want to go through a little bit because they are an interesting conference in my opinion. So, like we mentioned, we have a lot of teams competing. We got Georgia Tech, who I think are such a fun team to watch. They compete well. Haynes King is fun to watch. You got Virginia, who put off the upset at the time against Florida State.
So they still have a pretty good record then.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
so
yeah, I mean,
you got Pitt.
We're gonna be better.
SMU here out of Texas was a nothing team. They got the death penalty themselves by back in the olden days, but now they're back on the come up. Now they can spend money. They're a very rich school. You got Miami, a very popular school. You got Duke, more of a basketball school.
Right.
Louisville, again, not much there. We got Clemson, so we got Dabo Swinney. Don't forget about Clemson. They're supposed to be good this year, so don't forget about them.
Right.
We mentioned Virginia Tech on the come up. UNC, coached by Bill Belichick. They're still an interesting team. See how they will turn out. Syracuse
for sure
was in the come up last year.
Still, wow.
And Florida State
all the way at the bottom.
So that's what I'm saying. This is a very deep conference, and I think just the addition of James Franklin has elevated them a bit more. Watch out for the ACC. They're a fun conference, and
for sure,
these type of plays will keep them alive from being engulfed by these bigger conferences like the SEC and Big Ten. So I think
I'm definitely got to tune into some more ACC games, no doubt.
All right, so that wraps up the college football section for us. Now we just got a couple things to run through to finish out. We're going to be going over a little bit of boxing, a little bit of wrestling, and a little bit of chess boxing, apparently. I'm going to start off with WWE. Might be a little bit of me rant. Cut me off at any point, because I know you probably will think that's goofy as shit, whatever I'm talking about.
We'll see, man. We'll definitely have to see.
So, Monday Night Raw just happened this last Monday, obviously. And you know what? People are saying it's the best Raw of all time.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was quite the crazy Raw. It was John Cena's last Monday Night Raw on his farewell tour. So now he just has Survivor Series and main event left up.
Quick question on that. So you said Monday Night Raw. I have heard of that before.
Okay.
What exactly is it? So I know there's like multiple things that occur. I know there's bigger events for WWE that occur throughout the year. But Monday Night Raw, is that like a every week type of thing?
Every week. So every single week on Monday they have Monday Night Raw. It is like an episode of a series pretty much. They're over, I believe, 2,500 episodes at this point. Every single Monday without fail they have Monday Night Raw, 2 to 3 hours. Right now it's back to 3 hours. Sometimes it's 2 hours. So yeah, every week on Monday, and that just kind of progresses the story week to week. every Friday. So today they have Friday Night SmackDown. There's just another version of that. A little bit of a lesser show. Sometimes it can be better. They kind of compete on who's better. And then like at the end of every month, they have one big show that culminates in like the rivalry kind of ending. So they kind of build it up. They get the story along. They kind of brawl a little bit. They talk crap on the mic. And then they kind of finish off on the big pay-per-views.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
So last Monday Night Raw for John Cena, it happened in Madison Square Garden, which is like the mecca.
MSG.
Yeah, the mecca for wrestling, honestly. So it was a very good crowd. Cena went out there. He talked a bit to the fans, said thank you. And then he got cut off by Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the guy he beat the Intercontinental Championship for. They talked back and forth, and he said, you know what? I'm a fighting champion. You want the championship belt? Let's do it right here. My last Monday Night Raw. Let's fight in front of MSG, in front of everyone. Okay. And I put my title on the line. And Dominic said, no. I'm not giving these fans anything. They will not get a title fight tonight. He said, you won your championship in your backyard in Boston. Survivor Series is in his backyard in San Diego. So we're fighting in my backyard, Survivor Series for that Intercontinental Championship. Okay. And that was that. And then the Judgment Day, which is the bad faction with their Dom, came out to beat up John Cena. And then out comes Sheamus and Rey Mysterio to come save him. So a little bit of a little unk function going on. Yeah, unk function going on. But just paying tribute, you know, all the classics back in the day, early 2010s. Right. A lot of John Cena, a lot of Rey Mysterio, a lot of Sheamus. You know, just a fair world tour, just playing all the old classics. Right. They had a 3v3 match. It was nice, and they won. The baby faces, the good guys, won. Rey Mysterio. Cena. Yep, and they all showed out. Rey Mysterio looked good for his first match back since injury. Sheamus looked good. Cena did a Super Cena thing. Why are you squinting like that?
Like I said, I mean, look, I'm not gonna get too into this, but I guess I can get the question. Do they already know who's going to win? Like, do you already have the script planned out for the night? Okay.
Obviously, they have it planned out, but it's about, they know, the fans don't know quite yet. It's about putting the story. It's about getting the fans immersed. Right. It takes a lot. Everyone knows that it's pre-planned. Right. So to get so immersed in there with the moves, with the storytelling in the ring, it's about...
I've seen some crazy fans, man. I've seen some crazy WWE fans getting a little too hyped, in my opinion, for a scripted...
What do you mean by that?
For something scripted.
It's a different art. It's a different art where you can tell a story in the ring and you can captivate the audience that much. If you were ever to go, one day we should go. For sure. And you should definitely see the experience.
I do want to experience it.
Yeah. I took Eli here recently. Shout out Eli. It's just a different experience. You go there and the lights turn out. It's just the ring and the storytelling in the ring. So... ended off on a good note. Fans were happy. Rey Mysterio came out. You know,
that's good to hear.
Yeah, it was a good time. So that was Cena's last Raw. He said bye.
Wow.
It's been a good
last Raw.
Last Raw. I mean, he might come out like in the future when he's retired and make a little appearances, but last Raw for the year. Okay. But yeah, and then Giants. Oh yeah, the New York Giants came out. I know you saw that clip.
Yeah, I definitely saw that. So people didn't like that. A couple people
didn't like that.
A couple people. I know NFL players, former NFL players possibly. I forgot his name, but. He didn't like Scatterboo getting all involved, saying you will have a short NFL career. Tweeting that, and that's hate. That's hate on Scatterboo. He replied, and I don't know. I think he's fine. I think they understand that. Yeah, his damn ankle's freaking broken and he's healing. They're not gonna, tackle Burrow or anything like that, push him around. They're just banter.
They did push around though.
I did see that.
But I mean, it's all in good fun. WWE's done that since the beginning. You bring out celebrities. You're in New York. You're gonna have the Giants. You're gonna have the Knicks out there. Get the fans riled up.
Hallie versus Brunson.
Exactly. So you're gonna have fun out there. You have the Giants. Scatterboo's a fan favorite. You got the bad guys out there, and you got them pushing around. It's just fun. It's fun. So
all lighthearted. Yeah, definitely.
To hate is crazy.
Yeah, come on now. I agree.
But again, WWE is just fun in general, man. It's just a fun time. Give it a show.
I need to watch more, bro. No doubt. Definitely in the coming weeks, I'm gonna have to tune in.
All right. For sure. I already know you're gonna hate on this one because I'm gonna build it up. So right now they're currently having the tournament to see who faces John Cena last. Javon Evans is in NXT, which is like the newer development league. He got called up. He's a very talented young guy, very good wrestler. But then it was the return of Gunnar. Not Gunnar. His name's Gunther. Gunther. He's a dominant force. He is a very, very good wrestler. Heavy hitter in the ring. He returned. And you know what everyone was hyped about?
What?
You're going to clown on it.
Say it.
Everyone got hyped up because they brought back his old music.
What you mean?
They changed his theme song, right?
Okay.
And they brought back his OG one when he was a dominant force. And you know what everyone said? Everything going on was like, man, as soon as I heard that music, I knew it was over. It was over. He had that old spark back. So Guna went out there. He looked dominant. as he always does, the ring general.
Right.
And Gunther returned with his old theme song, and everyone knows he's about business. Okay. And everyone said as soon as I heard that music, that OG music, I knew that Gunther.
They already knew the script.
They knew the script. They're like, I know he's going out there. He's not losing with that theme song, and everyone knows he's gonna be the one that retires Cena at that point. Like,
you think so?
At that point,
do you think that the WWE has the person they want to fight or retire with Cena already?
Yeah, for sure. They have it planned out ahead of time.
Nah, but a big WWE fan behind the scenes, but
yeah, for real. Anyways, but yeah, so everyone knows it's planned ahead of time. Pretty sure Gunnar is gonna be the one that retires Cena. And then another crazy thing. So people are happy, 3v3 with Rey Mysterio, Sheamus coming back. You had Gunnar coming back, looking dominant. Maxine Dupree does the unthinkable.
What did he do?
So Maxine Dupree was a former LA Rams cheerleader. Very, very pretty girl. Very, very pretty girl, right? They brought her on. She was very raw. She didn't know much wrestling. And for a long time, people would just straight up boo her. It was like her whole thing was that she was just a bad wrestler.
Damn.
Like, I think someone at one point said that her husband left her because she was embarrassing to watch in the ring. Like, that was her whole thing for a long time.
That's nuts.
Now, Becky Lynch was the Intercontinental Champion, which means, well, Becky Lynch is one of the greatest of all time. Yeah. They call her the man. She's one of the greatest of all time. She held that IC belt. She beat everyone. She's a great, great woman wrestler. Okay. Maxine Dupree has been improving over the past 2-3 years, training very hard. Getting some respect. And she did the unthinkable, and she beat Becky Lynch.
Damn.
So, again, you might say, whatever, it's scripted, you didn't earn that. But, I mean, it just goes to show the hard work. I was left with my mouth agape, mouth opened, pause.
You're
hard
in
pause.
awe.
I was in awe. Okay. I just couldn't believe it because you got someone like Becky Lynch, who's one of the greatest of all time, losing the belt to Maxine Dupree. Like 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought about that. And like I said, you might say, well, they didn't earn that. It's scripted. But no, the work she's put in the ring to develop.
So she did earn it.
She earned it. And the IC belt is meant to elevate people on the come up. So Becky Lynch held it to kind of give it some more prestige. You have one of the best of all time holding it just to prop up the next person that's going to win it. So it was a long-term story.
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of thought that goes into this WWE stuff. Honestly, I may have to show a little more respect for the sport.
I'm thinking of having you watch some of the best matches of all time.
No, okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
maybe earn a little bit more respect for it.
I need to see the best of all time, no doubt.
But that was just a shocker, in my opinion. Honestly.
Sounds like a shocker.
It was a really great one, honestly. Like, that kind of just blew up the wrestling world. That Maxine Dupree earned her stripes, won the title off Becky Lynch.
Nice.
And then at the end, right now they're doing Survivor Series War Games, teams of 5v5, and the final member of Paul Heyman's team was revealed. He has a stacked team with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and then the final member, Brock Lesnar, came out there and cleaned house. Brock Lesnar, obviously a dominant force in the WWE, former UFC World Champion, just an absolute beast. Maybe a rapist, you never know. I mean, people say that. I mean, he has allegations, but they brought him back.
I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
That's fine. But they brought him back, and he's a beast. He's a big ticket seller. Like, if Brock Lesnar's out there, you're watching. He's a beast. He's going to be mangling everyone. He cleared out the ring, and then the music hits. Roman Reigns returned on Monday Night Raw and took out Brock Lesnar by himself. The only guy that could ever take out Brock Lesnar in story, obviously, returned. So,
that's crazy.
And that's how the night ended. Big brawl, Brock Lesnar coming out, making his return, and then even bigger return, Roman Reigns revealed as a fifth member of the other team.
That's quite the script, man. That's quite the script.
It is a script, but it's just pretty hyped. I mean, I got hyped up off of it. Like, I'm back into it now. John Cena on his last couple couple matches. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns out there. They're bringing out all the stars, and it's gonna be a fun time. I might have to tell you to tune into that.
I might need to. My quick thoughts on this kind of just reminds me. I could see how it appeals to vets, fans who have been watching this for like you said, Roman Reigns was the only person who ever did that. They're bringing back people who are able to see both of those things happen. Yeah, I could tell, you're in awe for that, or hyped. But it kind of reminds me of, how they bring back Fortnite. Every other damn, month, bro. You're bringing back OG Fortnite. It's getting a little OD now, bro. That's my opinion on this. I don't know ball. Like you said, I need to watch the best matches of all time.
So it really depends on how they do it. Because at the same time, if they're just bringing back Roman Reigns every other week, it can get stale. But it's about the build-up. It's about what's going on. It's storytelling. It's really just purely storytelling.
I need to tap in.
Yeah, obviously, if you don't know what's going on, you're not tapped in like that, you might not get it. But our boy Eli, again, shout out to Eli. He didn't know anything about it, and I got him so into it that he even went to a Friday Night SmackDown with me. So give me the opportunity. I'll show
No doubt,
you.
yeah,
I'll
no
show
doubt.
you the way.
No doubt. I'm open.
But all right, that pretty much wraps up. It was an amazing Monday Night Raw. I think I'm gonna keep going over them just because again I'm back into it and I think it's a fun thing to talk about.
For sure. Yeah.
But we got boxing, no UFC. We got boxing this week. We got David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, fighting Anthony Yarde tomorrow in Saudi Arabia.
That's his nickname, Mexican Monster.
The Mexican Monster fighting at 175. Anthony Yarde, an experienced vet, 2 losses to Kovalev and Beterbiev, so 2 the best of their division.
Okay.
A 3rd loss, which he avenged twice. I don't even know his name, but he ended up beating that guy 2 times after that. So Anthony Yarde, a very tough challenge for Benavidez. Benavidez is 30-0. He's young. He's strong. He's shown a lot in the ring. And that just brings me to my point. I think he's very heavily avoided right now. Obviously, he was chasing the Canelo Dragon for a long, long time. Recently, this week, he said, now that Canelo doesn't have any of the belts, he has no leverage. The ball is in my park.
It's true.
I don't think so.
You do not think that's true?
I don't think that's true. I mean, outside of a boxing purist as myself, you might not know who Benavidez is.
Right.
And everyone knows who Canelo is. So if you're fighting Canelo, you're going to make tens of millions of dollars, whereas a Benavidez fight, you won't make nearly as much. So I think that's a little bit of crazy to say, but, you know, just poking the bear, still trying to chase that dragon. He said he stopped chasing that dragon, though. That's why he moved up to a division above. Okay. And he's like, I want to fight for championships against Beterbiev and Bivol.
Right, people.
They keep ignoring him as well. No one wants to fight.
He honestly is scary. From my knowledge of boxing,
oh, yeah. Bivol is a scary freaking fighter. However, Benavidez was the mandatory fighter for Bivol. Right. He earned that mandatory fight, and Bivol said, nah, I'm not fighting him. I'm going to run it back with Beterbiev again for the 3rd time. So, I mean, it just brings me to that point. Benavidez is a very heavily avoided fighter, and I just want to see him act. Obviously, he's beating guys. Right. He's probably going to beat Yarde. He's beating Caleb Plant, who I think is also a great fighter. But I just want to see him fight one of these guys like Canelo, a Bivol, a Beterbiev.
That would be a great match.
How does he stack up against the top guys? But it seems like maybe Triple G in his prime as well. He's just being avoided. So it might get to the point where Beterbiev is 40, he retires before even fighting him. Or Benavidez gets to a point where he's in his 30s, maybe a little slower, and he doesn't get those chances. So I'm going to tune into the Benavidez fight. I think he's fun to watch. Probably beat Yarde. I'd like to see him fight some of these top guys, not be avoided.
Yeah, man. That's honestly upsetting to hear that Bivol's ducking that. What's that record of the guy he's rematching?
Beterbiev? Oh, Beterbiev is also in his own right a great fighter.
Pretty solid.
I mean, Beterbiev and Bivol only have 1 loss, and it's to each other.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah, they're 1-1, so their only loss is to each other.
So it's a deserved rematch.
Running back the trilogy is definitely deserved, but I mean, come on, Benavidez earned it. He earned the fight against Canelo, and Canelo never fought him. He earned the fight against Bivol, and Bivol is still not fighting him. So I think for him to be shafted like that, I don't want to call it ducking, but I just think he's deserving of that big fight. Make it happen soon, but he should take care of business against Yarde. If he doesn't, different story. But Yarde's a good fighter. Okay. Anyways, and then moving on to our last sports
topic.
Take. You can bring it up. I was shocked by this. Go ahead.
A new sports take well, not necessarily new, but one that we stumbled upon recently was something called chess boxing. Yes, chess boxing. Very interesting sport. Personally, I do not know much about the sport. I know you have some things written down. Right off the bat, I did have to look it up. Please look it up if you're watching this. It is actually pretty funny, in my opinion.
Oh, you watched it?
I watched a couple clips. I had to see what was going on. Very interesting sport. You can definitely drop some details that you have written down right there.
Yeah, so some gameplay. It consists of 11 alternating rounds starting and ending with chess.
Right.
So you go through a little chess match, and then you go throw hands for 3 minutes, and then you end, and you go back to chess.
Right.
Each boxing round lasts 3 minutes, followed by a 1-minute break. The chess rounds are played under time control with a total of 9 minutes for each player.
That's crazy.
The way you win is a winner can win by checkmate, knockout, resignation, or disqualification. So pretty much you either hit him with that checkmate or you knock him out. So,
and that's honestly not the worst idea, but it's an interesting idea. And this was brought up because USA is going over to Russia to compete, and I don't exactly know what the tournament is. Probably just a chess boxing tournament. It's not an Olympic sport just yet, maybe in the future. But Russia is known for having this sport at many schools, 500 plus schools. They they focus on this heavily, chess boxing, yes. And yeah, just a very interesting sport. I had to bring it up.
That's crazy. I've never heard about it. I'm looking at.
We might have to get a little chess boxing match soon.
I'm about to say this guy might be pretty good at chess boxing himself, Steven. He has some great hands and pretty good at chess. So
I need to see an IRL match of this, but
I mean, me and Steven. No, I'm playing. I think literally.
You need to get the checkmate game.
I think I'd have to win by checkmate, which is probably hard too. I would die. Anyways.
Interesting though.
But that brings us to the end of our podcast, and I think you want to go over the word of the week. Actually, let's make it this. I like that one right there.
I'm down to do that. Definitely. Word of the week for this week, week 4, is galonk. Yes, we have to say it like that. Galonk. Because galonk is a word that describes someone who just doesn't necessarily do anything. You can give the real definitions, the last one on there.
Yeah, someone who doesn't contribute to anything, known for doing nothing until they die.
That's what a glonk is. Look it up. You can do some
glonk right there.
That's crazy statement.
Glonk
crazy
right
statement.
there in the corner.
Definitely do some research on that. Put galonk in y'all search engines, and y'all will get a picture of what a glonk looks like. Very cute creature.
Someone who doesn't contribute to anything, known for doing nothing until they die. Glonk.
Glonk.
Look
Definitely word of the week.
But that wraps up week 4, epi 4 of the podcast. Sorry for, again, just more production issues. We should be getting better every week. Hopefully this is not too bad. Audio should be great. This should be out either by the end of the night or tomorrow morning, Saturday. Again, follow on Instagram to keep up with those updates.
Sure.
Also to keep sending those suggestions for that new segment we got going on, and keep sharing. Like I said, we're trying to grow this family as much as we can. We just harassed UTSA students on campus to follow us. So if you followed, thank you. But yeah, share with anyone who might like sports or podcast. We want to get this out there as much as we can. But yeah,
no, for sure.
Anything else?
Nah. Like I said, like Jewayne just said, keep sharing it. Like, subscribe, comment. Keep dropping those polls. We're gonna have polls, before episodes every week, no doubt. Just more feedback, no doubt.
Glonk.
Glonk, no doubt. Glonk. Glonk it up.
FTP?
Yeah, FTP for the pod.